But yeah, we've been talking about this forever. This isn't like a thing we came up with like a year or two ago. Like, we moved to Philly to do this. It's definitely been an adventure.
Mm-hmm. We're fortunate, this is our third place that we've worked with each other at, so we understand it. Like, we met working at a restaurant, and I think that helped as well because we understood like separation of roles as well. And also you just like, we live and breathe this industry. Like, even if you're not together, I'm like, you know, that's like...
But 9 times out of 10 when we're at home, like, this is what we're talking about. Like,
yeah. I feel bad sometimes relying on him so much for like his talents in the culinary area, but I've kind of just... It's like, he's so good at it. It's like, I should just take advantage.
I'm just really good at winging it.
No. Fish, maybe.
Don't tell people that.
No, and we're lucky. We have a good team. Like Julia, who is also a partner in this, we worked with her before too, so the three of us have worked together as well. So we understood how our dynamics would work. And, you know, the hard thing is, you know, this is a different type of business setup than most restaurants. It's doing a very, in a sense, niche cuisine that people aren't familiar with, so we struggle with that, like that difficulty. We're also in addition to that, trying to let people know what this identity of type of restaurant is. Like, people don't quite understand always what Taiwanese food means. They don't know what ethnic, they think it's ethnic food, and they're like, oh, is this Chinese? Is this, I don't know.
They're
and
constantly it's like mistaken for Thai food.
Yeah, that's,
really?
Yeah, it happens probably once a
They're
week.
like, oh, we really love pad Thai. I'm like, Thailand
So
has
do
great
I.
food, you know? And it's hard to, you know, we knew these were all going to be difficulties when we first came into this. So it wasn't a surprise for us. And we were fortunate enough that we had all worked together. We specifically asked Julia to join and asked her to partner with us because we knew she was really strong in that area. And we need all checks and balances to each other. We'll have our little squabbles, and then it's like, okay, that's it, squabble, and then we're done. Mm-hmm. And he can't hear me half the time.
I usually only quit like once a month.
Which is a good thing. Yeah. He's like, I quit. I'm like, okay, see you
That's
later.
it, I'm out of here.
So it works out
See you
nicely.
tomorrow.
But we're lucky in that respect. And I think in general, even if you're not married to the person you're with, understand that the relationship with the person you're operating the business with is a very intimate relationship, and you need to get along, and you need to be able to have honest conversations. Like, too many times, you know, it's great when people come in here, they're like, everything's wonderful. I'm like, you don't know everything that's going on, and it's always nice to hear, and it's nice when people like write things about you and whatever, but we're in the trenches every single day, and they're the best people who understand it. And while it's nice to talk to people out here who tell you nice things, like, this is our team. You know, these are the people we have, and they are unfailingly great to us, and we are incredibly appreciative of that. We work really hard to build a great culture here. Right. And if you're going to, you know, bring someone into it, that person needs to fit in the culture.
Yeah.
And we have a great way of weeding people out. It's like, by the way, everyone does dishes here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Everybody mops the floor. Everybody sweeps.
Yeah.
It's a group effort. It's not just like, oh, your job is to go do this
Yes.
thing. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
like, I end up mopping and sweeping up here on a fairly regular basis.
Yeah, I wash dishes every single day.
Yeah,
and
like, I'll
like,
jump
that's
in
just
and
what
do
you have to
dishes.
do. And if people, you know, people will ask us like, oh, well, that's not really what I'm used to. I'm like, well,
Sorry.
then either this is a good fit for you
Consider
or
whether
not good
you
for
really want to work here or not.
Yeah, like I always tell people, if you're at a restaurant and you're unhappy with something, like on a legitimate basis, like this was undercooked or you would like it cooked a little more, just ask nicely. If you tell them at the time at which it happens, they will bend over backwards to fix it for you, or they should 99% of the time. But if you go
Most
home,
of the time you will.
yeah, and they don't say anything, and you write a Yelp review, like, no one's benefited by this.
Nope.
You know, like, do it at which, like, we are also scared of engaging each other for some reason. Like the non-confrontation, it's like, if you can't ask for like, hey, you know what, I thought I asked for my steak medium rare, but I just want a little bit more done. Could you just do it? Would you mind? And they say, sure. Like, how hard is that? But if the fact that we can't do that, like, speaks volumes of where our society is going. And like, we need to learn to redo the basics. Like, technology is really nice. We use it obviously as a great supporting tool for what we do here. Doesn't replace basic human interaction and like engagement with one another. And that's what I think the hospitality business is unique in, and will always continue to be unique in as technology evolves. We always have people, and we always have this interaction. There's no way you can make food with robots back there.
Oh, no.
You can't do this without people, and if you treat your people terribly, you're gonna find yourself having a really hard time holding on to people.
I mean, people say like, oh, you're doing a great thing with like, you know, your hiring practices. And I don't know, I just would like to feel
all of it stems from a desire to not have to train new staff every couple of weeks.
Yeah, like if your staff is happy,
I would rather have the same people coming in every day and be relatively happy, or as happy as they're going to be in any sort of job, than have to like train new people and have like a never-ending revolving door of people coming in and out of this place, or any place for that matter.
I have an active Instagram account, so it's actually Get Baod, Getbaod, and you can find us on Facebook under Bao-logy, Baology, or you can come on our website. If you ever need to reach out, if anyone wants to email, just send a message to one of those. I'm always the one who's responding. So, you know, it's not like we're a big corporate machine. It's just a person at the end of this. People are the most important thing of any organization, and I think we've always, in any organization, but we're seeing it more and more in hospitality, people are forgetting about that. It's becoming more like we're all cogs in a wheel. That's what I love about what you guys are doing, is that we're all meeting each other, we're all talking, we're all sharing, we're all like understanding common struggles, like we're all giving each other knowledge. Like, I'm in a fortunate position. I was able to open and build out a restaurant from scratch. Like, I am acutely aware of how like unusual this is as a situation. I asked a lot of questions to a lot of people, probably annoyed a lot of them, but let me answer those questions for you if you ever need something like that. Like, no one gets anywhere by themselves, and if we think we do, then we're clearly crazy and obviously completely deluded in our own amazingness. We're here to help each other. We're a hospitality industry. Shouldn't we be hospitable to one another? And I want to make sure that people understand, like, we're here as a resource for people, and that I can't believe it took so long for me, after being 6 years here, to find you guys, and like only also because a friend recommended us too. Like, that's the way this works. And you know, change is made by people who care. You know, it's not easy, because when you care, you leave yourself vulnerable to things, but that's the only way things are done, with passion, with people who are willing to have their hearts broken a little bit, sometimes a lot, sometimes a little bit at a time. But those are also the people who pick themselves up, heal themselves up, and keep pushing the next day, because they don't become cynical, and they always put themselves out there. And I think that's what's amazing about folks who care. And you know, this is what makes change in the world, and also what makes change, like, you may not change the world in one beat, but you'll change one person's life, who will then change 10 people's lives, who those 10 people will then, this is how it happens.